Good, that's what I like to hear. So, quick recap for you guys. Uh, Last session was a quick cleanup session where missions were decided. It was eventually determined that Team 1 would be going to hunt down um, a precipice base nobody had any records of. That had some complications that they will go over when they return. Needless to say, they're currently taking a detour through the abyss, but don't worry about that.
Excuse?
What?
Um,
Oh
I think
no.
the analogy Nara used was um, imagine if you would that land is a block of ice floating between the water that is other dimensions and the sky that is the material plane. And it's been cracking a little bit here and there. Sorry, the veil, not land. The veil is what the ice represents.
Ah, okay.
So it's been cracking a little bit. Hairlines going everywhere. Pieces looked like they might be breaking off, and then it looked like somebody from one side or the other slapped the surface of the ice and dislodged the section of the veil around the area they were going to. So it's currently in the abyss.
Oh, good.
Oh,
That's great.
so
Some
okay.
Yeah,
So
they're having a good time.
yeah,
It's okay. They have like three. They have like 2.5 Black Legionnaires with them. Okay.
2.5.
Oh, good.
Tomas is basically an honorary Black Legionnaire with his fucking how much of a fucking rager he gets attacking
Yeah.
demons.
Fair enough. Okay.
Meanwhile, you guys were determined to be going to Ember Main Hold, where they are currently getting a bunch of wagons prepped outside for the very soon removal of what you assume to be a lot of very expensive and powerful weapons. And maybe we're just gonna go steal some of them as a treat.
And wreck the ones we can't.
White steel
Mm,
chisels, baby.
hell yeah.
I, I made at least one, according to my
Hmm.
notes.
2.
Two. Okay.
Um,
correct.
Yep, we got two of them.
Okay.
So, as you guys are making your preparations on the day of, Nara gives you a quick update that it doesn't look like they've moved anything out quite yet. So we don't have to worry about intercepting wagons quite yet. But she pulls you all together, you three and Cornelius, to get a quick look over things before you make your final preparations. So our scouts have reported back. Luckily, we took the time to scout out the region and find some potential side routes into their estate. Unsurprisingly, given the amount of traffic preparing the wagons there, the front of the facility and the upper floors appear to be very heavily guarded at the moment. But fortunately for you and us both, the scouts have reported an opportunity to take we'll call it a side passage through the mountains. It's not necessarily one that was carved out for travel, but a little bit of perseverance and effort. Well, let's just say you'll encounter far less difficulties than trying to get through a company of Silver Order outside of the gates of the estate alone. Well, I would like to imagine that it is possible for you to sneak all of your way to the vault and inside of it without running into conflict with our associates from the Silver Order. I imagine that won't necessarily be a possibility.
I'm figuring that
Well,
they're the last batch of stuff we're gonna be. Word has been passed around. We're not friendly anymore.
Indeed, and we weren't exactly on good enough terms to warrant us being on the property in the first place, so I imagine once you're spotted, conflict will quickly ensue. I would give it maybe a few minutes at most between first contact and alarms being raised until the entire facility is starting to send defenses at you. How many and how quickly, I can't particularly say, but once the alarms have been raised, I would be very quick about getting your way to the vault on the western side of the estate.
hmm, okay. Well, plan A is going to be to get there without kicking up a fuss.
As much as we can, anyway. Once we get in the vault itself, we should have a bit of an easier time, considering where we're going to. We've brought two fail safes to get us out. The first being, and he just gestures to himself, I always carry a key to my office with me, so with any luck, we might be able to use a back door, for lack of a better term, to get a few of the weapons out, at least any that can fit through a doorway,
Um,
and preferably us along with it. Failing that, well, I can't exactly cast magic, so the normal routes are a bit outside of my ability, but before Shino's departure, he was kind enough to give me enough. I believe he referred to them as shaped charges. We could hopefully blast our way through the walls, if not completely to the other side, at least into a room away from the invaders to try to make a quick escape before they realize what's happening.
that's definitely gonna get some attention.
Indeed. But if we're going to that route, I imagine they'll already know we're there.
Uh, I don't remember for sure. This estate, is this hold all above ground or below ground? And is the vault entirely on its own isolated, or is it part of a complex like I'm used to?
We had a map for the facility, didn't we?
Yes, that
Uh,
map is currently. You can't currently see that map in the game because
right.
it has been populated with walls.
Gah.
Hmm.
Um, as far as we have been able to tell from the scouts and architectural reports, it's at least 3 floors, one at ground level and two below it.
Gotcha.
The route the scouts pointed out will drop you to the second floor, which we believe is where the vault is likely to be held, assuming the records haven't been tampered with. The third floor beneath them is rumored to include various smithies and mines to various metals that they make use of, but, well, they haven't exactly published plans on that portion of the estate, so I can't give you a good estimate of what will be there.
Right. Main level. First basement is office. Second is actual smithy and stuff.
First floor, which hopefully you won't have to go to considering the activity in it, is where they greet guests, carry a number of more front facing establishments, stores for outsiders, uh, barracks for the house guard, things of that nature. The
Ah,
second level is where they keep most of the personal rooms, smithies, storage, which we believe includes the vault, and the lower floor includes additional smithies as well as most likely mines of to varying extents.
Gotcha. All right.
Hmm.
It is going to be a bit difficult going in without proper reconnaissance of the area, unfortunately, at least inside the building at this point. But unfortunately, the amount of divine activity in the area makes it a bit complicated to get deep scans into the terrain.
Well, my biggest hang up on taking on this mission previously was the lack of information, but our hands being forced.
Yes, unfortunately, we don't have much more time to try to gather anything. So, do you have any questions to me before you depart?
Said the scouts found a side way in to try and avoid the main level stuff. We're coming in. The side Pasca's supposed to be coming in where roughly?
Second floor.
Second floor. Oh, okay.
Yes. It leads to through a small opening in a series of narrow caves that, from what we can tell, don't appear to be guarded directly. It's possible it's a recent opening that they don't have mapped out. There's been a bit of seismic activity in the area, so it wouldn't be completely unheard of. I'd bring a little bit of climbing gear if I were you. Nothing. We're not expecting you to scale up an entire mountainside, but it would be good to have the necessary provisions if things get a bit too steep to walk.
I'll personally be fine. Um, I don't know about you two.
That should be pretty decent.
Oh, I have a pretty hard time getting where I need to be.
Yes, I imagine you'll have quite the hard time of it, Lana.
Yeah, mobility isn't really my strong suit, so
Well, if there's
uh,
nothing else,
I had a little question actually, nothing really too crazy, but I mean, I for one am pretty outside of my wheelhouse with what I'm looking at here, so if I find anything that looks like it could be particularly important, is there somebody that I should be thinking about referring to it? Either, Mika or Reeves or uh
Uh, eh,
Either one, I think. I mean,
uh,
I just want
I
to
would.
I just want to make sure that an expert is assigned to me before we get there, just so I'm not holding something and I don't know who to give it to see if it's a good important thing or not. I'm not wasting everyone's time.
Okay. So, um, I would personally refer you first to either Mika or Cornelius, since firearms aren't necessarily my forte. But if you're holding a long cylindrical thing that has a thing like this, and he points out the trigger on his crossbow. Um, yeah, take that.
and if nothing else, if it looks like it's something Shino's poked around with, I know I've got a bag you can chuck it in, so we can go from there. Basically, there's room in there, I think.
Also,
Any
any
oh
bl-
yeah.
also any black powder you find is not cocoa powder.
and well, I mean we're going into a big vault. I mean, come on, I'm not. Look, maybe once upon a time I'd have made that mistake, but I'd like to think I grew up a little bit.
All right. Well, if anything else comes to mind before your departure, let me know. Otherwise, I'll leave you to make your final preparations. So it's the time everybody loves. You get to pick a level 15 and a level 16 consumable.
Oh God,
Oh
I
crap.
forgot about this part.
Yep, so did I. What am I carrying anyway? Probably keep the same crap I had last time.
Equipomante.
Yeah.
Consumabile.
Blib blib.
Consumabile.
I think
Say 15. Did you say 15 and 16?
Yeah, yes.
I think I might have still had this from last time. I have a Dust of Disappearance, so I think I think that was one of the 15s maybe that I'll just hold on, or
That,
something close enough I'll hold on to.
yeah,
Yep.
that'd be
And don't
useful.
forget you have a full-on invisibility potion still, unless you used it.
I Somebody else does. I don't think I do.
Gotcha.
I have a healing potion, like a lesser healing potion listed in my stuff, but I don't think I have an invisibility potion.
I forget if you used the one that the Master Smith gave you.
Oh, I did not. I completely forgot about that.
Yep. So add an invisibility potion to your inventory as well.
I shall once I figure out how to do that. Let's see here. But yeah, I think Dust of Disappearance and a lesser healing potion will be what I hold on to. I think those will both be useful. Terrible with trinkets.
I'm gonna get a disintegration bolt.
We.
I still have 2 cold iron blanches. I'm not sure if those are still good or not. I think those were ones Tomas made.
Those are good for anti-demon fighting.
Okay. I mean, they weren't the single session consumables, I think, so.
No, he doesn't make single session
Yeah,
consumables.
I can't think why else I would have had those, so. Invisibility potion. Thank you for the reminder.
I'm just gonna take a greater healing potion and a true seeing potion. You never know.
Sounds good.
Oh, don't add coins.
Uh, is greater the healing? Is it greater 15 or the greater healing potions? Is that a level 15 thing or a?
They're lower level. I think they're like
Uh,
12.
oh, okay. So maybe I'll change. I guess it's yeah. I have a lesser, but I'll change out for a greater. I'm not sure what the lesser's from, so
Greater healing
it's a
potions
12.
are,
Yeah.
Level
yeah, level
12.
12.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where this lesser one came from, so I'll just assume it was one of the temp things and.
Yeah, I'll also get a greater healing as well.
Yeah, never hurts to have.
Redundancy, baby.
Yes. Especially since none of us are casters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Lana.
I mean, you do. You're
Lana's
Lana's a
also.
halfway
pseudo
there now.
caster.
I have some spells now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have 2 pseudos.
My complete lack of being able to fix myself other than pouring something down my throat. So.
Mm-hmm. For party comp considerations, unsurprisingly, Cornelius is an inventor.
All right.
No way. No fucking way.
A pretty tough sell, Matt.
I know.
Seems kind of out of character for him.
He definitely isn't an inventor with a prosthetic arm inventor weapon. I,
I got my stuff.
hell yeah.
Yep. I think I'm good too. I'm not gonna change any of my feats
Hmm.
out.
Hell yeah.
Don't think it's worth trying to do that right now.
Gotta see how much damage this does real quick. That's fucking stupid. I love that.
Hmm.
Fun fact, Cornelius has a move called Megaton Strike.
Hmm.
If he uses it
Oh,
unstable, it's 60-10.
Oh damn.
Oh, bless. Okay.
do inventors later on get the ability to kind of like quickly fix up their stuff if it gets unstable, or is it just something they
Uh,
kind of
there's a
have to pick and choose?
level 14 option I have called, or was it? Unstable redundancies. So you get to
Mm.
auto succeed the unstable check once per, uh, essentially once per day, but you can reset it with 10 minutes, and it can use the same 10 minutes as fixing the unstable in the first place.
Oh, okay. So you can.
So you get two for the price of one.
Nice. I like that.
There might be one later on that lets you get one more out of it, but that's already really good
Mm-hmm.
because that's guaranteed too. Um, yeah, I think that's the only one. It doesn't have any things that go off it.
Okay. Can you use that before or after you roll? Or do you just say, I'm succeeding on this?
When you would normally have to make a flat check, but haven't rolled the check yet.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Otherwise, you could fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. So everybody got their fun items in place.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move you over then. Be sure to reset your HP, Reaps.
Oh, okay.
All right, can you guys see your tokens?
I can see my token and nothing
yes.
else.
Yeah, just mine.
Oh, god damn it.
It's very dark.
Why does it break every
Hashtag
time?
same.
Yes. See, mine's right here, but I can't see anybody else's.
Did that fix it or no?
Nope. Not for me, at least.
I am not seeing anything aside from my token. There we go.
There.
Hey.
Can't tell if that's mushrooms or rocks. Looks like mushrooms.
All right, can you see now?
Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Yes.
Mushroom.
Perfect. Okay. It was something to do with the fog of war being weird. I just had to flip a setting. All
Eh.
right. So, as usual, Nara gives you guys the good old prep and warning. And once everybody is ready, she dumps your asses into the outside of the dwarven lands.
Who wants to get it?
Let me swap the music over accordingly.
Who wants to get us out of here? Ring.
Yeah,
Reeves
who
will
gets the Nara ring?
Reeves will handle it.
Hey.
Okie dokie. So, um, I'm not gonna make you guys roll for this, considering you have a monk that has stupid mobility, somebody with a literal climb speed, and a dwarf who grew up their entire life, if not in mountains, with fucking mountains basically in their genetics. So it takes a little bit of time for you to navigate your way through the mountainside, but Cornelius has the map that was given to you provided to him, locked inside of his steel trap of a brain, and eventually you guys drop into a small crevice, squeeze through some uncomfortably narrow spaces, and find yourself popping out the wall from here into this nice little cave opening here. So this looks like a bit of almost like a relaxation garden of sorts, or somewhere that they would use for underground farming. Mika, you've heard of these. It's common in the old dwarven holds to farm for mushrooms under the earth. if not directly for eating, for fermenting into various things like dwarven wines and meads and things like that.
Alright.
Dwarven wines are made from fungi?
I mean,
Hey, I'm just going by Dwarf Fortress logic, okay? Everything's made from plump helmets.
plum helmet wine, baby. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, Agaricus bisporus. I recognize these.
Drink
Hmm.
this fungi to become a fungi.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So the room you are in is damp and smells a little bit funky in the air just because of how mushrooms work. There's a bit of low light coming from some of the torches hung around the room, but you do not hear any movement immediately within the area. So, let's take up marching positions and figure out what you guys would like to do.
Reeves will be ahead.
Yeah, say, Reeves would be the best choice for this. Miko will try and stay about 10, 15 feet behind him to not interfere.
Hmm. Would you like to take up the back, dear, or would you prefer I do that? Cornelius says as he looks to you, Lana.
I can take up the back. You go ahead and stay up there with Mika.
Will do. Alright. Anybody sneaking? I need sneak checks for. Let me request that roll from you.
Sneaky.
Oh, yep.
Where's the skills at? There we go.
Nope, hang on.
Don't worry.
That's gonna do something.
Okay.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even see it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
I don't even know what I got. That's crazy.
Nope.
Fuck. I don't know if I like this.
This is how stealth rolls are supposed to work.
You don't
Yeah.
even know what
Yeah,
you
they
did?
are.
Oh. Sad dwarf
Uh,
noises.
Alright.
yeah. Reeves is fast when he's sneaking, and he has legendary sneak as well.
Good to know. Alright. So, Reeves is taking up the lead. Let me get this open here. Alright. Lead the way, sir. Where would you like to head?
Okay. Reeves will spying an opening here. Is gonna.
Yep. Both to the east and the south, you see it go off into more orderly hallways, and they begin to have tiled floor instead of just the cobblestone pathways that you saw in the gardens.
Okay. And our objective is what direction?
To the west.
The west. Okay. So
Uh,
Reeves will start. Hmm?
oh, let's go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. Reeves will try to get them towards there as quick as possible.
Yep. Doing anything as you move around.
As he's moving around, he's just gonna be listening for anything. Using his arcane sense as well to try and detect if there's any sort of magic ahead or anything.
What? All right. What's the range on that? 30 feet.
I believe so. It's a third level. It's a it's a third level detect magic.
All right. All right. So move up to that corner for me real quick, right here. All right. Let's see what you got range on. Probably easier if I just did this. Okay. Roll me perception checks as you guys are moving through here.
Yeah, something I was curious about are those torches. Like, are they magical? They actually have, like, physical fuel in them?
So, as you get a quick
Perception?
closer look on them, give me that perception check and see what you can find.
Is perception not on the quick bar?
Uh,
It's under attributes.
Attributes? Oh.
because it's not technically a skill. All right. So, uh, we'll go with you real quick, Mika. As you get closer to them, you realize that they're not so much torches or arcane in a sense, but they almost remind you of like hooded lanterns. They are glass bulbs encased in cages of some sort of metal that have a flickering, almost like whining source of light coming from within it that you haven't really seen before.
Huh. Did hmm. I mean, would imagine we're somewhat familiar with electricity of sorts with or like something sparky with Cindergate, but
Right, Cindergate. Yep, these are probably some sort of electrical bulb. You haven't seen this type in use before, but you've seen other prototypes. They are extremely expensive, but you know that they are, well, they don't cause smoke, and you don't have to worry about replacing them as often as long as you get quality fuses for the bulbs.
better not to have open flame where, potentially explosive shit's stored, so.
Yeah, also flame underground with in a room that has no escape isn't really good. They don't know why, but people tend to drop unconscious when that happens. So
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'll kind of keep an eye on those and look and see if I just kind of look for switches or anything like that as I go, kind of if we need to do something about it.
Mhm. All right. And Reeves, you have trap sense as well, right?
Correct.
So Reeves, you just barely notice something. Like as you're about to take a step forward, you slowly stop and pull your foot back as you notice something down here resting on the centerpiece of this table.
Okay.
From what you can tell, it looks almost like a metal cylinder of some sort. Um, it seems to have a almost like a nozzle sticking out of one side of it, um, but just barely you can see around the rim of it these tiny little lenses um, pointed out in four directions that seem to be swiveling ever so slightly back and forth. And you realize you get a bad sense about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Like yeah. Like I can see it like basically scanning the room, right?
Yeah, it looks like whatever those lenses are, they are active and currently just sweeping back and forth ever so slightly. It looks like there's maybe, if they're spread out evenly, probably about four of them.
Okay. Can he track so they're like physically moving.
Yeah, they're just physically swiveling back and forth slightly.
Okay. Um how long of an interval can he kind of like map out of them not overlapping with his sort of their sort of this direction?
From what you can tell, maybe a second or two.
Hmm, not a lot.
No, it's not a lot of time. It'd be a rough check to try to get up on it.
Okay. Well, um I'm assuming they didn't get a mind link established before they left.
No, because you don't have
Okay,
any casters.
right. So Reeves is going to come back and says, um, what does security look like in a dwarven stronghold like this?
Could be constructs usually, automatons. You remember the bank in Cindergate, the gargoyles and whatnot. So,
Yeah, it doesn't look like that. But and he describes what he saw. What he saw.
how much of a range does my key have that lets me detect constructs? my greater construct key. It says I can, but it doesn't give me a range.
Cordelia's construct key.
Yeah, I assume it's probably if I can see it, I could maybe, or like, I don't know.
Yeah, when you have eyesight on something.
Okay. All right. Would I have had? Have I ever heard of anything like what Reeves is describing? I'm mostly used to the
Somebody
statue
behind you
type.
sounds like they have.
Looks at Cornelius.
Oh, that's probably not going to be very fun.
Can we hide from it? Fool it?
I was tracking its scanning patterns. There is a hallway like immediately to our right when we go down there, but we have each barely a second to make that timing, and I don't want to take that risk.
That's probably fair.
Um, when I was monitoring its sweeping patterns, was it faced towards one direction or was it like swiveling behind itself as well?
It looked like it had 4 lenses, like at 90-degree intervals all around it. So,
Oh, I see. Okay.
yeah, it just has like 4 fixed little lenses drop down the side that are like swiveling back and forth on hinges.
I gotcha.
We could potentially try to sneak by it or disable it. Let me see if I might have something for this.
If we disable it, it's not hooked up to a central system, is it?
Did you see any wires coming out of it?
Did Reap see any wires coming out of it?
No, not that you would have saw.
Not that I saw.
It's very unlikely. It might have some sort of audio alarm built into it, but I think I might have something for that. I figured we might run into a few constructs or guards. So, considering our lack of magical support, I thought that we might want to make some precautions. I believe Tomas is fond of these. One for you. And he flips a bolt over towards you, Reeves, that has a bunch of arcane writing down the side of it.
Reeves looks it over. He's gonna make a quick Arcana check to see if he recognizes this.
Yep. That's a good roll. It is a spell strike bolt of silence.
Hmm.
I only have 2 of them, so if you think this is a good opportunity, we don't want to necessarily get caught right at the gate. And no point in holding on to them until we are in the vault itself, necessarily.
Definitely a place to use it. I don't necessarily know how these things work. I don't know if there's an access panel directly beneath it.
Without being familiar with the build of it itself, I probably couldn't say either. I might be able to get a better idea once we take the thing apart. Just be aware that unlike most things you're used to dealing with, they tend to be a bit sturdier.
Oh,
Try to
wonderful.
focus your attacks rather than launch a flurry of them.
Duly noted. Right, Reeves is gonna pop out his existing clip and load in the bolt,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll take a shot at it.
So, anybody else feel free to get into position where you want to be before combat starts.
Mika's gonna hop here where she can keep an eye out down that hallway. And
Actually, can Reeves like stuff the bolt into his clip so that it fires off first?
Yeah.
Or okay.
All right. So let us start that. I will get a combat encounter started. All right, everybody, roll me initiative. So the way this is going to work is stealth is fucking weird in Pathfinder. It's essentially going to be a combat round where we will start at Reeves.
And since we're in stealth, I can use stealth as my initiative modifier.
Correct.
Okay. Hell yeah.
That's what we want.
Nice.
All right. Whenever you're ready, sir.
All right. First bolt locked in is the spell strike.
Hey, that's what we like to see. So, you pop out the corner, and that is just high enough to crit it with flat-footed.
Excellent.
So, I'm going to need two things from you.
Okay.
One, sneak attack only applies to flat-footed targets, right?
Correct.
Do not apply critical damage. Do not apply sneak attack damage.
Okay, because it's a construct.
construct.
It doesn't have vitals.
Correct.
Okay. Does precise debilitations, does that...
Those are based off doing precision damage, I believe.
Okay. So also not applicable?
I believe so. I will double check it real quick.
Okay.
Rogue. Precise debilitations. It doesn't say it has to deal precision damage to apply it.
Okay.
So is it a specific type? Is it precision damage specifically?
Yes. Let me...
Yeah, it's precision damage, so you can't do it.
I can't do it. Okay, so I don't do that, and I don't enable, and I'll click off enable abilities that require a flat-footed target. I'm clicking that
Correct.
off. Okay, and I'm not doing crit damage either, so it's just this.
All right.
Wow, that really bust my balls.
Yeah, turrets are not a rogue's friend. So, you fire the shot into it, and you see it. The shot. Let's see how this did. Yep. You see the shot hit and scratch off the side of the thing, dealing minor damage. But you see, as it strikes, you see the writing run off the bolt and wrap around the machine as it pops out parts of the side panel and stands up on spider-like legs. And you see um, the nozzle extend out forward a bit, and the four lenses spin around to line up like a series of sights alongside of it as it starts like spinning around the part of its head, and you see tiny little bells ringing inside of it, but no sound comes out.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, that was one. That was one shot. It's still flat-footed against me for
Correct.
the purposes of hitting. Okay.
For the purpose of its AC, yeah.
Okay. How high is this table?
That table is probably about 3 feet off the ground.
Okay. Reeves is gonna run over, try to take cover behind it, and take a shot. And one more shot at the thing.
Okie dokie.
30.
That is unfortunately a miss.
Well.
Yep. All right. Next up in the turn order then is gonna be Mika.
Okay. So the thing is down there. I can't see it, but
Yep.
all right. Okay, I'm gonna pop my head around the corner here and try and take a look and like scooch up a little bit until I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it's got. Yeah, I got plenty of room to get around the corner and do some looking. Whoops. Got it again. Ah, there it is.
Yep. My fun little turret friend.
Okay. Is it actually moving or is it like bolted to the table?
No, it popped up off the table. It doesn't look like it's knocked in place. It looks almost like somebody set it down on top of it. So
Gotcha.
it is able to move on its own.
Okay. So let's see here. What is my speed anyway? Oh, that's right. I upped my speed a teeny bit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Gonna scoot over this way. Try and see if I can basically kind of sneak around and get the kind of flank around it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming you want me to squish. We assuming want to squish this thing or disable it. So, let's see here. I have forgotten how to play this game. God damn it.
It is all good.
All right. Yeah, I'm basically gonna keep shuffling around.
Oops. You have 5 feet of movement left on that move.
Okay. Is that door open or closed behind me?
I clicked it when I went to go right click on you by accident.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's kind of keep scooching around this way, and that should be my last bit of movement.
All right.
I guess I'll use my last action to kind of throw my shield up and. Is it working? I can't tell if that's raising my shield is actually doing anything. Actions maybe?
Where is it?
It's not under actions. My hotkey thing isn't working for it.
They might have changed that real quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it somewhere in this list. Utility? No, not utility.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, it's because it's not technically an action, so or it is, but it's not in my action list. That's what I'm gonna do though, is raise my shield as my third thing.
Yep. Duly noted.
Figure out how to make it happen.
Let me. There you go.
Ah, okay. Cool.
All right. I added it to your actions list. It should show up there now. Yep. Raise a shield. It's
See
top right of the action list.
there it is. Cool. Okay.
All right. Next up in the turn order then is Lana. You're up.
All right. First thing Lana's gonna do is move a little bit.
You mean a lot?
Well, 5, 10, 15, 20. I can't really see anything still, so
Yeah, you can move it in 5-step increments. That's fine.
35. All right. Ah, there it is. Okay. Let's see. Lana is at 35 feet. She's gonna glance down and uh, like we're not trying to destroy the sentry, right? We're just trying to disable it.
Well,
Either or.
destroying it would disable it.
Yeah. We don't necessarily need to keep it active. We'd honestly prefer if it would never be again.
Okay, got it. And then she's gonna go 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65. And then she'll do another action to get down here. And she's gonna pull out her sword and give it a good ol' force damage key flurry.
Hell yeah.
So swing 1 with the sword, swing 2 with the sword.
First one's a hit.
Okay,
35.
that
So,
is with force damage. Also a fort save if.
uh, can make fort saves. Uh, 46.
Okay, well, narrow success.
All right. And after so the
Cornelia did
sword kind
say
of
there were.
glances off it, but you do shave some of the metal off the side of it, so that goes down to what? Okay.
Yeah, Cornelius did say it was a bit more sturdy than what we're used to.
Yeah, hardness sucks ass on monsters. All right. So now it is Cornelius's turn. Let's see how this does. What's the extra effect from this? Oh, okay, that's just bouncing it. And your slow ass moves 30 feet. Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So he's going to come down next to you and aims his weapon, his hand forward with a finger gun motion. Is he slightly out of range to do that? Okay, no, he can't do that. He would have to be slightly closer. So he is going to instead, let's move up.
I like the idea that Cornelius literally uses finger guns.
Not quite as easily. Reeves has that. So let's do. Okay, he can't do anything without getting in the way of Reeves quite at the moment. Oh no, he can go diagonal. That's fine. Because Reeves will still have. No, he won't. Fuck me. Oh, he's going to move over here and give Lana flanking. And start looking the thing over to see if he can see any weaknesses. So, it's Gunchan's turn. And you see the eyesights flick around real quick before they lock on to Reeves, Lana, and Cornelius. And with a quick sweeping motion, it fires off 3 shots, 1 at each of you. Where are its attacks? There we go. And we do bop, bop, bop. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh boy.
Uh, crit Cornelius, crit Reeves, hit Lana.
Damn.
Jesus.
Is it a?
Just barely avoided critting Lana.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Guns are dangerous, yo.
So you realize something about this gun. There's no recoil on it. It doesn't take multiple attack penalties.
Mhm.
And you just instantly see the casings fly out and hear a tunk inside of it each time a shot goes off. So let's roll some damage.
Can I fit this thing in a bag of holding?
In theory, yes.
That's
Does it
tempting.
have a bulk on it? No, I have to find that out. Okay. Bang, bang, bang. So,
Ow.
here comes
Ah!
the train.
Ow.
Christ.
Auto turrets are really mean. And that's its turn. Alright, Reeves, you're up.
Reeves just like I think when the bullet hits him, he's just like in shock for a moment.
It's like, ow, that's a lot of blood.
Yeah, as like spurts from the wound. He's like, ow. Okay, Cornelius, I don't like this.
You just see Cornelius bent over, hand on his knee. He's like, fuck, why are they so good at this?
Okay. Seeing as he can't like take advantage of its internal organs since it can't feel pain, he's just going to
Roll me an intelligence check real quick, by the way, Reeves.
okay, just straight up intelligence.
Or crafting.
Okay. Um
Did the shots make sounds? Since the thing's
No,
so...
they don't. Like, the most you hear is like a tink as the bullet ricochets off the wall. The gun itself doesn't make noise because of the silence.
So all I hear
just
is people in pain.
Yep.
yeah, just a 30.
30 will work in this case. So as you see the complex parts moving around within it as it loads the shells again and makes preparations to launch, something clicks into your brain. As much as you are fighting this is also an active trap.
Hmm.
And I will leave you with that. What would you like to do with your actions?
Okay. And we established before that this is like a stationary thing that was like set up.
It was something that was dropped there. It does look like it has the ability to move. It's currently popped up from its initial position on the spider legs to give it a little bit of mobility.
Okay. Reeves will. I think I can just use 40 feet of movement just to get here. Yeah, easily. So going around the table. Reeves is just gonna run up, and he is going to see if he can either just like gum up the works or find some way to just disable this thing.
Alright, if you want to try to jam up the internal mechanisms, give me a thievery check.
34.
Alright, and I believe your trap finding stuff gives you a +1 on disabled device and disabled traps.
It might have gone up due to my level. Let's quickly check that.
Yes, you get a +2 circumstance bonus.
Yes.
Alright. So, uh, with that, you just barely get enough. So as you see it getting ready to pop the round in after its attack against Lana, you quickly slide up and flip.
Oh, I'm not legendary yet. Is it still enough?
Yeah, no, you're master, so it pushed you over the limit
Oh, okay.
because you get a +2 when you're master.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So Spotting an opening, you quickly run up and slide skeleton key in it, just like you would a lock, and you hear a click as you pop the weapon free, and inside you hear the sound of clattering of unspent casings rolling around the inside of the trap as it looks around and just spins the nozzle to your face, and you just hear tick. Or rather, you don't hear anything. You see it move back as if it tries to fire around, but nothing comes out.
50% more bullet per bullet.
You
Alright.
revoked its bullet privileges.
No more bullets for you.
So, is there anything else you guys would like to do with this turret now that it can't shoot you? You do see the bell still dangling inside of it, trying to set off the alarm, but it is silenced.
Can we snap its legs?
I mean, if you want to give me an athletics check.
Can someone snap this thing's legs?
Sure.
Lana will try to snap this thing's legs.
Say, if she can't, Miko will be happy to give it a shot.
Yeah, you guys are basically out of combat at this point, Mika. You're free to move up.
Oh, okay.
That passes its fortitude save. Oh god, Lana's at legendary in athletics, that's right.
Yeah, she is.
Oh no.
So do you just want Lana to peel the legs off this thing like a bug?
I like
Yes.
it.
Yes, please.
Can Lana instead just like kind of like take one of her feet and like just do like a freaking snap kick down at it and just like spear right through it?
To what?
To the leg.
Oh yeah, just like spear kick the legs off, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just see Lana disassemble this thing's limbs with her
'Cause-
kicks.
As as elegant as that would be of a solution, Lana knows how to make things stop moving, and it's not through disassembly. It is through punch and kick.
You disassemble all of the robot's kneecaps, so it's just this trash can with a gun barrel looking at you. The lenses keep flicking around between you guys, but they can't really do anything at this point.
Reeves pulls out his bag of holding.
Gotta kidnap the fucking thing.
Yeah.
Reeves is both pissed off and very impressed by this thing's this thing's craftsmanship.
All right, Reeves.
You're not gonna take that thing home with you.
If he doesn't, I will.
Yeah.
What? Well, you know what?
I saw it first. Therefore, the unspoken rule of dibs. It's mine.
I mean, I guess this is the reason why we're here.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it certainly hurt, Lana. If we could reprogram it against our foes, it would be considerably useful. You see Cornelius say as he reaches for potions in his bag.
Here, come here, come here. Mika patch the fucking bullet holes.
Are you using battle medicine? Because normal medicine takes 10 minutes.
Shite.
Uh,
Rather you not waste your potion if we don't have to, so.
It might be a little early to take 10. I don't want to say we should rush recklessly, but
This one's spoiling by the end of the day.
Oh. As long as it's not your last one, I guess then.
No, I've got one more in reserve.
Alright. As soon as we get to a point, if we get to sit for a few minutes, though, I'm gonna wrap you up.
Yeah, so as soon as we are safely within the vault, then things aren't trying to kill us.
Fair.
Yeah, Reeves will down his own potion. Because that bullet really fucking hurt.
Yeah. Alright, Cornelius is a little healed up.
Where's my inventory? There it is.
There we go. It's not all of it, but it's a good amount of it.
Yeah, so heal.
There we go. Alright, so make sure you mark one defanged auto turret.
Hell yeah.
that'll be fun for later. Alright, encounter resolved. What would you guys like to do?
Okay, well, I wasn't expecting mechanisms like that, but shame on me, I suppose.
Do we want to check these hallways and go through all these rooms first, or
Um,
I'm not sure how much time we've got to do that. If we know a direction we need to go, we should.
I'm all for ransacking the place, but our our prizes are in the vault, so I would
that?
prefer to get there.
So
I was just asking. I'm not saying we should. I was just curious about people's heads. Let's just get to the vault then. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I value the suggestion. Um, I was just wondering if you saw something.
No, I just saw a bunch of doors, and stuff is usually behind doors. That's pretty much where my train of thought ended.
All right. Well, if there's
we
any,
can always take a pass around if we get to the vault and have some time to spare. But missions first. Alright.
all right. So we're trying to go west.
Yep, and since combat happened. Boop bop beep boop.
Right.
Oh, we can see these ones.
Oh, whoops, that's the wrong button. There we go. Alright. So, and we got one for you. Alright. So, feel free to lead the way.
Okay.
So, peeking out into the area, uh, you can see the air shimmering over the central region of this giant room that opens up before you, and the sound almost of bubbling and churning. It sounds almost like a giant pot, and you can feel the heat radiating from the center of the room, even from where you are. On the far side, you feel like you see some sort of humanoid figure, but you can't really tell through the distortion from here. Also, as you head that way, both from the north and south of that passageway, it's very, very distant, but you can hear the sounds of numerous footsteps and voices in that direction, but also up.
I see. So, okay. Um, so it looks like a pretty wide open space, yeah. And
Yep, that area is all pretty wide open from what you can see.
okay, Reeves does not like that.
Yeah, it's not a no matter how high you roll, if there's nothing to hide behind, stealth doesn't mean shit.
Well, Reeves doesn't have issues with that.
For for people that haven't spec specifically into stealth, that's a problem.
Yes. Yeah. Reeves just looks back towards his party and just wanders back. It's like, we can't go here. Space is way too wide open, and I see and hear people.
Oh, shite.
Mm.
There is the hallway to the south does look like it turns around the corner here.
Oh, okay. So he'll pop down here.
Mika will trail behind him.
Yep. He took a south here. Yep, you see that open area to your west, but you also see a passageway that seems to break south here.
Okay. And with all these closed doors, can Reeves hear anything?
Roll me a perception check. Let me check one thing. So you don't hear anything immediately in the area, but to the to the south of you a bit, coming a bit echoey from the hallway to your east, you do hear the faint sounds of footsteps and people almost like rummaging through objects, like the faint sound of pages turning or somebody moving crates, stuff like that.
Okay. Reeves is gonna
Very quiet
mention,
though.
yeah. Reeves is gonna mention for everyone to follow him. They're gonna go down here.
All right. Alrighty. That intersection again, you can see another humanoid figure in the far distance, but you can't make out their visage. Um,
Hmm.
you do hear the sounds of conversation, but they're muffled over the very loud roiling boil in the center of the room.
Okay. Well, that will also help us. So
Hmm.
yeah, we will just read everyone down here.
Okay. Do not want to stay inside of that hot room. The quick. Is anything? Mika's holding onto the key to see if that pings her with any constructs in the area.
Nothing yet.
It's visual, so it probably won't be super useful, but
So you can see a series of shelves and bookshelves to your east that are covered in uncountable number of small little lanterns on top of them.
Do I hear that rustling of pages and conversation from over
Yep,
there?
you get the idea of that's where the sound is coming from.
Okay. Well, we're not gonna go there. Is this more of that open area?
Yep.
Can he see anyone around here?
If you don't see any tokens, you do not see them.
Okay.
Mika,
yeah.
as you swivel your head to the left as you come out of the hallway, so down here,
Mhm.
um, the key vibrates softly in your hands. And you see another one of those turrets. It does not seem to have actively have seen you yet, as the lenses just carefully swivel and look back around the area it's in, but it doesn't seem to have picked you up yet.
Okay. Can I see for what little of the room I can see? Does it look what kind of room that is?
It looks like some sort of archive or storage room. They would keep like um potions and books and small things like that of that nature. It looks like it might be some sort of alchemical storage room.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Miko will just kind of hiss at Reeves and point down that hallway with a try and motion it's another turret thing. She'll kind of keep herself backed around the corner just a little bit so she can not as visible.
Okay.
Yep.
Reeves will motion to Lana to go down this hallway.
Uh, wait, what's going on?
Can you just go check down here?
Sure. Just pop open these doors, or
Oops.
Is
If you
uh
want, you can try to open them.
mhm.
Give them a go.
Lana will listen in to see if there's voices on the other side first, just to make sure she's not stirring up
Give me a
anything.
perception check. So you get your head up near to the door, not so much that your ears are pressed against it, but that they're close, and don't hear anything on the far side.
All right, Lana would go ahead and crack it open just a little bit, just to take a peek inside.
Yep. Feel free to click on the door.
All
I'll
right.
lock anything that's actually locked.
All right. Oh, it's
Just
just a little
looks
old
like an
room.
empty room. Yep. And that one just has a bunch of small lanterns as well, but they are all off currently.
Oh, it's just a dead end down here, as far as I can tell. Don't really got anything down here.
All right. Reeves gonna move a bit into this room. Try to stick close to the pillars.
Hmm. You might have to hop south before if it's giving you like collision errors. Because those columns are diagonal. It looks like there's about a 5 foot gap of running water that looks like it's probably about like knee deep running through the center of the room. Shouldn't be much of an effort to hop, but just be aware that it is there.
All right. Um. Yeah, Reeves will hop over.
Hmm.
Yeep. That's a lot of people up there.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah. Once he's on the other side of here, Reeves is just going to point to his party and like just have them follow his finger to the path that he took to get here.
which is what, just like straight across from where Mika is, or
Hugging the
Well,
wall a bit,
okay,
and
down in the corner around a little more.
yeah.
yep.
Okay. Oops. Yeah, it didn't like me trying that. There you
Yeah,
go.
you're gonna have collision issues that way. Because those are all diagonal collision
Yeah.
boxes. Okay.
So yeah, same thing. Miko hop across to catch up. Do the figures that I've been catching glimpses of look like they have silver armor, like Silver Order people?
Yes, all of those figures you can see, you're getting a better look at them from the distance, and because they're not through the shimmering haze, they look to be dwarven in build, maybe a little bit larger than average. All of them wear pure silver armor and have these like fiery beards of copper armor. Let me give you a picture of them. Uh, each of them is carrying a tower shield and a rather ominous looking um, firearm at their side. It looks to be a lot larger bore than most of the ones you've seen before, and it looks to have a dragon's head motif for the barrel.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think they were warned about these guys before. from like a previous scouting
That
thing.
Mhm.
sounds right, yeah.
And Reeves is just like, nope, don't want to deal with those people.
Nope, nope, nope. Fun with fire.
All right. So, what would you like to do?
I think Reeves will want to go towards here.
Yep. So this looks to be an ore sorting facility. You can see that there are piles of raw stone scattered about. Most of it looks like standard stone at the moment. It looks like they haven't processed anything new recently, but it looks like this is where they would haul things up from a mine to have people sort it into the proper containers for later smelting.
Okay. Um, Looking around at all the doors, Reeves is just going to look back towards Miko and Cornelius and say, um, before we start throwing open doors, any idea what's behind them? If this is that sort of facility?
Would Mika know anything?
Uh,
I mean, the sorting of ores seems like something, yeah, but beyond the doors themselves, maybe those could just be big smelters over that way. If this is a sorting facility.
Potentially. It's hard to say. The ember mains aren't exactly standard in their bills, and they weren't keen on laying out the details of all their facilities. It could be storage rooms, could be more housing facilities, could be anything really.
Are there
I
any
see.
signage? Has there been any sort of signage or any sort of writing anywhere to indicate what things might be around or what region of the complex we're in?
No signage. That's not terribly surprising. It's not like your uh, estate had signage that's saying Smith's this way. It's just
Yeah.
kind of people knew where they were. If you want to look around some of the doors before you open up, you might be able to. You might could see if there's anything like that on like a personal level, though.
Yeah, kind of see if we can get any sort of idea of what might be behind these doors. Like, I see a whole bunch of one type of rock, debris near one door, or
Hmm.
any sort of that sort of thing that might help indicate.
Yep. If you want to give me a quick perception check and tell me what door you're checking.
Um, Should kind of scoot a little bit inward here and just kind of go actually left. Should go to the first door on the left here.
Yep. So you check it, um, and you look over the door frame real quick and around the base of it to see if there's anything that immediately comes to mind. Um, it doesn't seem to have any noticeable wear or debris around the front of it. In fact, this entire outer ring here is a bit surprisingly meticulously clean considering how dirty ore processing can be at times. Um, but as you get close to it, you see two small bronze plaques on either side of the door. Um, and it looks like it's just two names written in Dwarven. So it looks like Lostrath and Fakira.
Bunks.
That is most likely the case, yes.
That's it. Yeah, Mika says just bunks.
Bunks.
Got
Okay.
nameplates.
All right.
Probably
Is
probably guards for the area. Sleep here.
So, yeah.
But I do see something up here. Like a very kind of point up in the northwest direction. Can barely see a door up there.
Yep.
all right.
You see large, heavy something doors. It doesn't look like iron. You can't really make out what it is from the blinding light coming off of them as you see some torrent of heat clashing against the frame of the door from just out of your vision.
big, hot, glowing fuck off doors.
Yup, it looks like somebody is trying to either melt or blast their way through the doors with something.
Mika's gonna
Through
get
these doors?
Yes.
Mika's gonna get out of sight of those doors. They're actively being fucked with.
Can Reeb see anything from where he's at?
Um, roll me a perception check. Oh.
Oh.
Uh,
Well,
so poking your head around the corner, if we go off your stealth check, let me check something real quick.
it's like I
They
already
don't
moved
seem
there.
to notice
Yep.
you as they're busy with their work, but you see one of them holding those dragon-headed weapons as they just unleash a torrent of flame against this spot of the door that seems to have been partially melted through, probably at least nearly 6 or 7 inches of metal already. Um, from what you can tell, it looks like they're trying to burn through the center of it, which has a bit more ornateness to it, almost like the center of a giant mechanism or something similar to that. But punched through quite a bit of metal already. It looks like they're trying to continue that work pace.
Okay. Reeves will slink back. Looks like they're trying to blast through one of the doors with their dragon cannons. Whatever those things are.
Cornelius just shrugs.
Well,
Nothing I've seen before.
safe to assume that's probably the vault.
Or at least the beginning, or at least the initial way they could get access to it. Well, it's just the lone worker, but there's more about, just not that far away.
Right. I
Right.
So
And you see Cornelius flip his fingers real quick and produce the second bolt. If you think we can make it quick and clean.
Uh, we could. Cornelius, if you had a second, there was another one of those alert bot dudes back across the way a little bit. Do you think we have a like I might be able to take a look at my key thing. Try to think if I could take it over to use it against them. But I'm not sure. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, if
you can
we
use it to summon constructs and activate, turn simple objects into animated objects, but you can't,
Oh,
from
and
what I'm seeing.
yeah, if I attack if I take a construct down to 0, I can choose to basically stick it into shutdown mode instead of smashing it so I can study it later.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, I can't just like hack the stupid thing.
Yes. Were you trying to? Did you have a specific plan in mind?
My thought was to use that alarm bot hurt you guys pretty good. My thought was to use it and basically put it down and send it after those guys.
Yes. Unfortunately, I don't. We'd have to put it out of commission a bit if I understand the object that you're using.
Probably.
yeah.
Nothing else we could maybe just use it to set up a distraction. If we set it off, they'll go looking for it.
We could, if you think it's worth trying to draw their attention away with something like that, I could summon one of my spare constructs to assist us.
There were just a lot of them, and
How about this? Can you have one of those constructs in reserve as a contingency?
Do you have a specific plan in mind?
I like the idea of using that last remaining silence bolt on the man in front of the door, and if we kick up too much of a fuss, we can deploy our distraction then.
Yes, 1 second. As he just pulls his key out of his uh, off the thread around his neck and just walks over to this doorway here and just pops it open real quick and heads inside to his office for a second before returning with one of the automatons you've seen around his office before closing the door and putting the key back away. All right. And he discusses real quick the robot, giving it commands that it is to wait on standby. Do we want it on standby down there to cause a distraction? Or do we want to get in position closer to the turret to try to start the alarm should we run into issues?
Hmm. Um. I'm a fan of attempting to draw whatever reinforcements way away from the sector. So, I like Mika's plan of using that turret to do so.
Duly noted. Did you hear our friend here? And he gives it quick directions back towards the hallway. I'll send a signal if you are to proceed with your work. Otherwise, await retrieval, and I will pick you up when we are done here. If you don't hear any commands from me in the next 5 to 10 minutes, please initiate self-destruct. And it just you see the eyes like spin for a second, registering the command before it nodding, and it starts slowly, quietly trotting off down here and then around the corner.
Okay. Reeves will pluck the last remaining silence bolt uh into his clip and look to the others. All right. Once this hits, we're going to crash upon him.
All right. So give me a moment then to kind of are these things here like the curved is that like a wall like you can kind of hide around for it to kind of get to the other side of the room or
It's an elevated section, so it's about like 5 feet off the ground at the height of it here.
okay. Yeah, Miko's gonna kind of hunt her way around a long way to both kind of get a view of what she's looking at there and then get across to the other side
Mm-hmm.
here. Just be ready to charge in
You want to get in
All right.
position, Lana?
Sure.
as
Just
quietly
kind
as
of.
possible.
Yeah.
All right. Everybody roll me initiative, and Reeves give me an attack roll.
Okay.
Unfortunate. All right.
Uh,
All
I'm
right.
going to hero point that.
All right.
There we go.
That's a crit.
Excellent.
All right. Oof.
And that first bolt is the silence bolt.
Yep. All right. So he takes that, and you see the bolt dig into him, and the flame of gout just runs up the front of the door before he catches himself and spins the weapon in your direction. All right. You have 2 actions left, I believe.
Okay. Um, he is going to fire one more bolt. And also with that bolt, parrying strikes and all the other stuff that I'd like to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And then second bolt, 31, flat-footed, probably not.
Unfortunately not.
Okay. And then for my last action, I'm going to use battle assessment.
All right. That's me rolling a perception check. Correct.
Yep.
All right. Against what is it? Like their will save or something?
I posted the thing up.
Oh, thank you. Deception or stealth DC? All right. From what you can tell, the enemy's will save is the highest of its saves. None of that, none of that. And its fortitude and reflex are tied for second place.
Okay.
So it appears to be relatively mentally unfazed by the attack, but it's a bit sturdy and more flexible than you would expect for a dwarf in that much armor.
I gotcha. Okay. All right, that's my turn.
All right. Uh, Turning towards you, it's going to take the shield off its back and drop it to the ground and hook the weapon over the top of it, and you just see them crank the nozzle on the side of it, and you see the dragon head open up a bit, and it lets out a torrent of flame down the corridor that you guys are currently in. So that's going to be for you. In this case, it is
Oh shoot, you're not adjacent to me.
a 30-foot line. So I need a reflex saving throw.
48.
Yep, that's about what I expect. So you are able to juke it completely, and it takes note of that. And you see them chink a lever on the side, and a canister drops out of the dragon's mouth. All right. Next up is Lana.
Hey. Well, Lana's gonna do her movement thing, where she
Hell
goes
yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And using her fist, she's just going to give a plain ol' 1-2. So let's okay. Key strike is off. So 1, 2.
Uh, Crit and then hit because of harrying strikes.
Nice. So
Or Shadow Reaps, rather.
damage, damage.
Hell yeah. And they need a fort save?
That is correct.
27, natural 1.
That is a fail. Just a normal
Is
fail
a
though.
27 a failure?
Oh yes.
So they crit failed.
That is stunned 3.
Rest in peace, this man.
With her last action, she will go ahead and just throw one last cheeky punch in there. Why not? 30.
That is unfortunately not a hit.
No
You
worries.
ricochet beard armor.
Yeah. Alrighty.
I was gonna say everybody got a better. I thought I rolled really high on initiative.
You did. That was the problem.
Reeves got got his sort of initial thing in.
Well, I know
'cause
you
he-
got yours in first, yeah, because the stealth
Yeah.
thing. I was like, damn.
Yeah, stealth is weird.
All right. Mika's gonna basically come around the corner and charge into him.
Hmm.
Uh, 30. I wish I could smash him into the red hot doors, but I don't think that's a maneuver I can do. So instead, I'm just gonna. Is all the stuff that we're hitting is like Lana's punching him and everything silent all with the silencing bolt, or is it just his
He
noises?
can't make noise, so as you're hitting him, you're just it's just like wiffle bats.
I
Okay.
need to stock these on myself regularly. These are great.
I just want to make sure me crunching him into the like sudden charging and smacking him with the hammer if that was gonna ring out or if that was also muffled.
I think silence makes like a literal bubble of
Okay,
silence.
that's all I wanted to know. So yeah, we're coming in and we are taking them doing sudden charge. So
Yeah, these are fourth
or
level, so 10-foot radius, nothing makes noise.
I don't actually
God, I
have.
need these.
Yeah, I don't actually have to. Doesn't really matter. Stride and then smash. So where's the hit? Da, 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 da. Oh God, what's the actual swing thing?
It's under strikes.
I see it, but there's like 3 different values.
You
It,
want the highest one. That's your multiple attack values.
Oh, okay. So swing 1. Let's see, does that
That's a
actually?
hit.
Awesome. Okay. And then so damage on that one.
Okay.
And then I will take a second swing.
All right. Are you doing any of your stuff like the strike that always deals flat damage or anything like that?
Um. No. Oh crap. Yeah, I should.
Certain strike. Yeah.
Yeah. If a 30 didn't hit him earlier, that's probably I should probably do that. Where is that at? Features. There it is. Okay. So
All right.
modifier. Sorry, I'm trying to figure it out. Okay.
Yep, it would be the plus 25. There we go. Yep, so uh, you land a glancing blow for 15 damage still. Jesus fucking Christ.
damn, what the hell?
It's my damage minus dice, so it's basically just the flat damage without any damage dice.
Oh,
That's
13.
so good.
For some reason, your rage is stuck on. I'll have to fix that later.
Oh, yeah, I don't see an icon for it, so actually don't have my shield icon anymore either. Damn it, fix that.
I dropped that off, yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So though, 13 damage just for free. That's
Eek.
nice.
Yeah, as long as you don't crit fail. No, Warrior is super solid. I mean, Fighter.
And I think that's all I can do. It's 3 things.
Yep, move, swing, strike. All right. Next up is Cornelius, who is going to be a fun little cheeky lad. And being inside of the silence bubble, you see him put his arm out to the side, and you see his elbow. You see his arm cock down past the elbow as he swings back, and he's gonna megaton punch this motherfucker.
Mm.
And we do that. Okay. And just barely hits with a flanking. Let's see that Cornelius damage. Bop. That is not the right oh, I know what I did. There we go. All right. That's another. They are not looking great as they ricochet off the door. All right. Reeves, you are up.
All right. Reeves is going to just slide up in there. Gonna do
Rest in peace.
pile bunker activate.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, it is. Thank you for this gift.
Um, so you invert his beard armor and his chest armor and his spine armor and everything in between it, and he's no longer a problem. So he's dead.
Yeah. Is the silence effect still active on him?
Oh yeah, nope.
It's from
He's still an object,
it's from
just
the
a dead
vault.
one.
Yep. How damaged is
Okay.
the vault door he was torching?
Uh,
Or, well, hopefully vault door.
the vault door. It's hard to tell how thick it is from where you are. It looks like now that you're no longer in combat. Mika, you've seen designs somewhat similar to these before. It looks like they were trying to burn through the locking mechanisms in the center of it. Um, and they got through as Reeves and you saw a bit earlier, probably at least half a foot of metal.
Criminally.
It looks like some sort of composite alloy. It doesn't look like any straight metal you've ever seen before, which isn't surprising. They usually build these kind of vaults out of a weird combination of like lead, adamantite, and things like that to prevent wizards from just teleporting in or people from kicking down the door. You need specialized gear to tear through these vaults.
Is the other door, was he torching just one side, the other side's okay?
They're burning through the center of it pretty
Oh,
much
gotcha.
between the two doors.
Is that Reeves, is that too mangled for your key to open up?
You guys
Wow.
can't hear each other talk.
Oh. Point
You
to
just turn to
skeleton
Reeves
key,
and you
point to
just
the
see
door.
Mika mouthing at her.
Reeves points to the body, points back towards the pit.
Didn't like okay. Can kind of keep an eye around the corner if we want to go back to the get out of its radius.
No.
Oh, body in the
as you,
pit.
as Mika moves, no, Reeves like, no. He just waves his hands like, no. Points to the body and just makes like a dragging motion.
All right, yeah, Miko. I'm sure he's hefty, but she'll take a she'll grab.
Yep, you see tiny little sparks drag off his armor as he's pulled across the ground. You're really glad he's silenced. Give me an athletics check.
Sure. Athletics, where are you at? Here we go. I motioned to Lana to grab his feet.
All right. Takes a little bit of doing, but you're able to drag him to self.
Okay. Reeves just looks at the door. How much progress was made?
Half a foot.
Yeah, like half a foot. You have no idea how deep the door goes, though.
Is that too fucked up for your key to get opened?
Well, Reeves looks around for any semblance of like a lock mechanism or anything.
There doesn't appear to be a keyhole.
Okay. Can he make like a crafting check to maybe divine how they would normally get this open to begin with?
Sure.
Uh, crafting. Nope. Reeves has no idea.
Oh.
Considering that whatever the locking mechanism was is slag at the moment, you look it over and go, yeah, there's no way I could fucking make a guess at this.
Yeah. Yeah, I got nothing. It's too mangled for me to even guess.
right.
Well, we could steal their strategy, but we're gonna be here a while, and I don't like that.
Not so much. Ah, we've got a we've got a body that's given us some silence if we use it, but I'm not sure what we can use it for right now. Maybe there's a
That'll only last for about a minute, so unless
yeah,
you think we can burn through it in a couple seconds, it's not going to buy us much cover.
probably not.
No, no, it looks like they were at this for a while. Um, what is going to be suspicious is when, well, it's pretty loud back there, but when they realize that there's no one over here, they're gonna probably go on to a bit more of an alert status. So
Shove the body in
Are
one of
you
the
whisper talking all of this at the moment?
yeah.
yes,
Alright, let me do this real quick.
Crap. I should probably hero point that
Do you want to hero point it?
because that's real bad. Yeah.
Alright,
Not a good time to not be quiet.
there we go. Alright,
our best bet is to probably find another way around.
Yeah. Hallway up there
assuming
goes
there
up.
is one. Oops, that's still locked.
Is the guard's weapon still there? Could be like aimed at the door and turn it on just to make like prop it up and let it do its thing on its own.
It was a handheld weapon.
Oh, gotcha. Can it fit in a bag? Or is it too big to stick in the
It
mouth of a
could.
holding?
Okay, we grab that.
Yeah, just Miko's just.
Alright. Uh, where is the name of this thing? Um, add one. What is it? What did I have it listed as? Uh, Dwarven Scattergun, and then in parentheses, Breath Blaster to your inventory.
Okay, I'll just drag a regular scattergun over and edit it.
Uh, if you're gonna do that, drag a Breath Blaster over and edit it.
Oh, okay. Breath blaster.
A Breath Blaster is a real thing. It's a level 14 version,
Oh, the
so a
14
greater.
version. Okay, okay. Drag it over and edit it to say something else.
Yeah, just call it a Dwarven Scattergun.
Okay.
Can Reeves approximate where the locking mechanism was?
Yeah, it's roughly in the center of it.
Can he try to face Skeleton Key in and see what happens?
That he certainly can.
Okay.
Give me a thievery check.
Okay.
Dwarven scattergun. Okay.
42.
Ooh, okay. 1 second. Just gotta swap something over real quick that I realized I hadn't done yet.
Yeah, after hearing Cornelius make the comment, if there is another way around, and looking at their other options, Reeves just looks towards the mangled door and is like, eh.
Can't hurt.
Yeah.
So, you hear a tunk, 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 tunk around the edge as you hear the series of locks begin to open, and like a It seems like the door tries to like part slightly to give it a means to more easily be pushed open, but it's semi-fused together, so it's not having a great time of it. But as you faintly see the door just barely start to crack and peel apart where it's currently molten slag, um, you hear from the other side loudly, "Oi, you Wozix! I warned you. If I see that door open another inch, I'm gonna blast you and everybody else in here to hell."
Oh, Reeves thinks.
And let me make another check real quick.
Um, Reeves looks towards Cornelius and the others. It's like, well,
Mika's gonna pop up by the door. What is it he said exactly? Wazix? Sorry, broke up.
He said, "Oi, you Wozix. I told you, if I see that door open another inch, I'm gonna blast you and everybody else in here to the abyss." Wozix is a dwarven slang term for dumbass, like, surface
Yeah.
dweller.
Mika's gonna stick her head over by the opening or whatever to be able to. We could hear the voice soon. Just be like, "Oi, not on the side of the silver Wazix. You wanna fucking keep it down."
Uh, Let me check something. Roll me a diplomacy check.
Oh, this will be great.
let's roll high.
Easy peasy.
It's
Hey!
high for me.
So, there's a pause from the far side of the door. So at least he seems to take the keep it down bit a bit. He takes the keep it down bit to heart for a moment, which gives you enough time to hear the sound of marching footsteps
Ah,
coming from the north and the east, likely having been heard by the loud, verbose man inside of the door.
fuck me
Reeves,
running.
Reeves looks toward Cornelius. Can you do the thing?
The door,
No,
or the. He just cocks his arm.
the distraction.
Ah, yes. And you see him make a finger snap gesture before you start hearing alarm bells go off. And you hear some of the footsteps head in the other direction.
Well,
You got 2
well,
seconds, mate. Either let us in or fuck and keep it.
As you hear the alarm goes off, he's like, "Oh, fucking sod it. Fine, get in here and close the door behind you."
aye, sir.
Pile the
And
fucking Miko go last to guard the way back. In case anyone's
hold
like
on,
to shoot
the doors
something.
are being clunky. There you go.
Oh, how do I grab myself? There we go.
So, you guys walk into the site of a massive cannon pointed directly at the door.
Okay.
For reference, this thing has a how big? The barrel of this cannon is 3 feet in diameter.
Holy shit.
Fucking hell. Yeah, Mika's gonna dive in and slam the doors. I can't get in.
Oh, I think my game's being jank. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Lean in and
There
just
we go.
throw it.
All right. Oh, if you got a way of closing that, now would be a time to do it. As you see, two more of the dwarven armored men appear behind you. One of them plops the shield down right here, and another one comes up behind him and places the weapon over his shoulder as you see them both pop cartridges into the end of their weapons.
Sick.
Close, 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 close.
Mika, pull it close.
Yeah,
Mika's
so
gonna start
when you
shoving.
say yeah, do these look like they can be physically shoved or like
Yep, you physically shove it. I need an athletics check.
okay.
Oh, he's got push real fucking hard.
Can
Hey.
can Lana key blast them instead to distract them while Mika's closing the door?
To key blast the guards.
Yeah. Like Lana's gonna just like kind of like Mika's pulling the door shut and Lana's just gonna kind of try to disrupt their formation with a key blast.
Sure, give it a shot. Is that a saving throw for them?
It's it's a saving throw for them. She's gonna pump all 3 actions into it.
All right, fort
So
save.
let me just put that in chat for you.
Perfect, thank you.
Mika's just like,
All right. So you see the one on the back get knocked off the shield for a second as the second one gets into place. And you see them load a black cartridge rather than the deep red one that you saw before as they open the torrent, but just as they pull the trigger and you see this gout of black mist rushing towards the door, Mika manages to just pull back for a second and shoulder check the door and get it closed back shut. Um, if you have a way to lock it, now would be the time.
Reeves is gonna lock it.
There we go. And you just hear the tink, 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 tink. And you just see within the room a bit of an emaciated, exhausted dwarf just look across all of you before going, "Who the fuck are you lot?"
Gamers.
Thieves.
And that's where we're gonna. Did you say thieves?
Please tell me you
The
didn't
man
say
has a
thieves.
3-foot wide cannon. But that
Uh,
is where we're gonna end the session today.
Oh. Say Mika's gonna stick her tattoos in the air, but you guys beat me to it with thieves.
Thieves.
Oh shit.
But you found a fun friend that seems to have been a holdout.
See.
And he has a fiery red beard, which Mika, you know as a pretty common
Ember main thing.
sign for the Embermains.
Oh
Fun
god.
fact, that cannon is a real item in Nethys.
Oh my goodness.
Oh
That's great.
yay.
It is a fucking blunderbuss cannon.
Goodness.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have fun. You found a fun guy. The room you're in, besides that big cannon, seems to have some sort of lift in the back, and a couple of smaller rations stacked around the side of the room. If there are any other weapons held out here, they might be around the corner out of sight, but you don't see anything immediately. But that big fuck off cannon definitely isn't something that would have been fun to have pointed at you.
Not so much.
No, definitely not. Yeah.
Ah shit. I didn't realize it was that late already.
Yeah. But I think it was just enough time to get to the perfect breaking point where I wanted to end this session anyway, so it worked out.
Hopefully they
Excellent.
didn't get a solid look at who we were as we dove in, but we'll see.
You guys, they already know you guys broke the treaty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are they gonna do? Send Lara a strongly worded letter as you guys strap this fucking thing to the side of the observatory?
Okay, fair.
It's like, so what do we do? I sent them a strongly worded message. And then you just hear the sound of like a cannonball just going through the fucking wall.
You guys just see the sun morph into a middle finger.
Yes.
But yeah, good work, everyone. You got some fun, we'll call it spoils of war. So that'll be fun to work with down the line.
God, yeah, just just the turrets. Like,
Uh-huh.
goddamn.
Our own little
Yeah.
murder bots.
I love how those are an actual thing.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see the
Jesus.
stat line for these fuckers?
Oh god.
Sure.
Say it punched you
I'm
guys
just,
pretty solid.
I'm just curious how much HP they actually have versus their hardness.
They have 100 HP and 24 hardness.
That is bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
24 heart. Wait a minute.
They
24.
take 24 less damage from every single hit.
My
And there are-
shield is 10 hardness. The fuck?
Yeah.
Ah.
Fun fact, they have enough ammunition for 15 strikes in them.
Jesus. What the fuck?
I'm just picturing the portal turrets now, just the commercial, the 50% more bullet per bullet.
This is the fun boy you found in there. And just as the doors were closing, you would have seen one more figure look around, appear at the end of the hallway and look towards you as the vaults were closing, as a fun little prelude for next session, and so I don't have to keep this open for 2 weeks. This lad.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Can't tell if that's a gas mask or an automaton. It's a crazy looking face thing.
Yeah, fun fact, that's a Warhammer design.
Yeah, no, that's what I would expect out of a dwarven
Warhammer
Warhammer.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Those are the
The
dwarves that live in like Sky Mountains. They're weird.
crazy
Mm.
looking.
Yeah.
And that
So they just have like silver plate strapped to a flexible like fireproof undervest.
yeah, it looks like he's got the pyro suit going on there.
Hmm. It's a good thing that door closed because there's a fun alternate fire to that weapon that you guys didn't see yet.
Oh
Mhm.
goodness.
Let's just say we're gonna have some fun next session.
It's taken him this long to try and melt through that part of the door. I think it's got a little bit of time. Maybe.
From what you guys saw, there's maybe like an inch left
Oh.
of the locking mechanism.
Oh shit.
So you picked a good time to come because that wasn't lasting another week.
Yeah. I mean, this mission has been on the docket for like at least a couple of in-game months.
Hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense. That tracks.
Probably 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah, but you managed to make it and
Absolutely.
find the survivor inside. So good job on that. Those athletics and diplomacy rolls. Otherwise, you would have had to combat retreat, which wouldn't have been fun.
Yeah, not for anyone involved.
Not so much, nope.
Yeah.
Alright.
But yeah, let's see what we can't convince our nice new friend to bring to the observatory with us next week, and then figure out a way to get out of here.
Yeah, that's the
Hell yeah.